Alright, so it really did take me quite a while to figure this out, but I think at the end of the day I'd rather be soulless for a little while than permanently become a vampire. Because it sounds like if we let her soul trap us, then we may have a way out of it. Maybe after we leave the soul Cairn. But if we become a vampire, there's not really any way to reverse that. Or at least not any easy way.
Have you made up your mind?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and let you soul trap me for now.
Are you sure? I'm willing to do it, but you need to think it through. You'll remain mortal, but you'll find yourself weakened within the soul cairn.
That's fine. Just do it.
I know this is difficult for you. I hope you trust me. I'd never do anything that could hurt you.
Oh, don't worry. You've got my trust.
Thank you. Let's not waste any more time then. I promise to make this as painless as possible. Hold still.
Alright, well that wasn't so bad. But yeah, here we go.
Let's keep moving. I feel like we're being watched.
Oh, wow.
Look at the sky. What kind of place is this?
Yeah, I think they had at least a few places very similar to this in Elder Scrolls Online. In fact, for the majority of that game, you're actually going around without a soul.
Madness. It was madness to attack that coven of witches. Why didn't they listen to me?
Well, at least we know why he's here. I kind of wonder if each and every one of them has some sort of a story.
Why can't I just die? I fear I'm cursed to walk this desolate land forever.
The air, the ground. This is all wrong.
Well, what did you expect?
The air, the ground. This is all wrong.
Maybe we're not in the Soul Cairn? Or at least not the part she thought we'd end up in? I think we ought to keep looking around, though.
Only those who have suffered long can find the light within the shadows.
So I take it he hasn't suffered long?
Where'd you come from?
Oh, man. What the hell are they?
Done and done.
Yeah, I guess maybe they're supposed to keep this place free of intruders.
I wonder if the fire's still burning in the Imperial City.
Oh, he must be really old.
You must help me find my Arvak. He doesn't deserve to be in a place like this.
Well, wait a minute. Who's Arvak?
Arvak, my horse. We came to this horrible place together. We were attacked by monsters, so I told him to run. Please, he's such a loyal creature, and he's been running for so long. You have to save him. A place like this will change you.
Alright, how can I help him?
Arvak! Arvak! Where are you? Arvak, please come back! Come back!
You'd think a vampire would be right at home in this place. You'd be wrong. Let's just find my mother and get out of here, quickly.
Yeah, I really can't imagine she enjoys it too much here. That being said, I really want to find Arvak as well. Because not only do I want to help him, but I'm a little curious to see what he actually is. And I'd assume it's maybe somewhere on the miscellaneous. Oh, it still doesn't show him anywhere, does it? That's a bit of a shame. And this place really is pretty damn big. So yeah, before we go and find Serana's mother, we'll keep looking around.
My ship. What happened to my ship? Where am I?
Oh, what's this? I am a hunter. I am a redeemer. I am Juib. A tale of my rise to glory begins in the ash wastes of Morrowind. I rode alone, weapon at my side, and the burning wind stinging my face. My quest was arduous, but necessary to ensure the survival of the Dunmer people. A pestilence was creeping across the ashlands. Alright, well that was only part 1. So maybe we'll find the rest of it later on. Oh man. Almost sounds like a storm is brewing up. But the skies don't look all that bad. You know what though, I guess maybe... I've already forgotten his name, I think it was Arcan or something. But maybe he's somewhere in the other section? Near Serana's mom? So if we don't find him anytime soon... I guess we could look over there.
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
Yeah, let's not do that again. Alright, maybe this is something? Yeah, it's gotta be. I'd say one of the worst things about a place like this is that at times everything can really start to look the same in a way. And I think that'll end up getting you lost.
All I said to Patema was I thought she looked a little portly in that gown. How was I supposed to know?
Know what? Did she kill him afterwards? Oh, and how would we go about getting over there? I guess this might work. Oh, wow. So I thought I saw someone on the other side of that. So maybe we can rush through.
Leave me be.
Yeah, it's probably not worth it, is it? So honestly, at this point, I think we've seen just about everything there is to see over on this end. So we'll go ahead and travel on over to the other side.
What day is it? What year? What era, even?
Oh, hang on. This might be the creature that one guy was talking about. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we can really catch him. Or at least not that easily. Oh. So we're not supposed to find Arvak, but apparently we need his actual
I've
skull.
heard stories about the Soul Cairn, but never thought I'd see it myself. So far, it's about what I imagined.
Yeah, so I guess maybe I didn't hear that correctly the first time.
Well, look what we have here. Someone with flesh on their bones.
What's the matter with you?
Let's just say I sold something to a guy who turned out to work for a whole coven of necromancers. How in the name of Zenithar was I to know the ingredients were phony? Do I look like someone that would double-cross a necromancer?
So that's how you got down here then?
You got it. Horse, wagon, and all. Plopped here without so much as a word. I used to be one of the best traders in High Rock, you know. How people would track me down just to see what I had for sale.
Got anything left?
Very funny. And what exactly are you going to pay me with? Take a look around. Gold doesn't exactly win you any friends around here.
Well, maybe there's something else you want.
I'll tell you what. I appreciate what you're trying to do, so I'll play along. The only thing I see around here in abundance are soul husks. You know, those ugly fungus-looking things growing out of the ground. Bring me, say, 25 of them, and you can rummage through what was left on my cart.
Alright, fair enough. Although, what exactly do you have left?
Odds and ends I've gathered over the years. Well, used to gather, before all of this nonsense happened to me. Tell me what you're looking for, and maybe we can make a deal, if you have the husks.
Alright. Sounds like a plan.
You still got it, Morven. A salesman even beyond the end.
Alright, anything inside here? Looks like there may be, but we don't have a way in. At least not yet. Okay, so apparently those are the soul husks.
I can't remember how long I've been here. Has it been a day or a century?
More along the lines of a few centuries, probably.
Who's there? That'll teach you.
Oh, here's one more of those gates. And someone's inside that one, too. Man, there's gotta be a way to open some of these. In a way, I sort of doubt it would be anywhere around here. But maybe there's some kind of lever further ahead. Oh, and what's this over here?
Where'd you come from? Done, and where'd you come from? That'll teach you.
Okay, so we got some sort of spell to actually be able to conjure those things. So I guess that's pretty cool. But other than that, really doesn't seem like there's too much else over here.
Shh. They're watching us. Always watching.
What do you mean? Who's watching?
Let's keep moving. I feel like we're being watched.
Doesn't sound like you're the only one. Oh, check this out. Doesn't seem like it works anymore, though, which is a bit odd. Oh, is that her mother in there?
Mother? Mother!
Maker. It can't be. Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to stop him, to make everything right.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you. So how has it come to pass that a vampire hunter is in the company of my daughter? It pains me to think you'd travel with Serana under the guise of her protector in an effort to hunt me down.
No, you've got to believe me. It's got nothing to do with that.
Coming from one who murders vampires as a trade, I find it hard to believe your intentions are noble. Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you.
She did. And that's exactly why I'm here.
You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself.
What do you mean?
When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Ariel and his arcane weapon, Ariel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon.
So Serana is Cold Harbor's daughter?
Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor.
And so what you're saying is... this all requires Serana's blood?
Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible.
So what you're saying is her own father would have killed her? That's crazy.
If Harkon obtained Ariel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires.
Well, you gotta trust me. I would never allow that to happen.
And how exactly do you plan on stopping him?
Well, I think that's where you come in.
Have you been listening to me? Like Serana, I'm a pure-blooded vampire. My presence on Tamriel is as much of a danger as hers.
Alright, but what's Serana's opinion in all this?
You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. Whether or not you've become one of us in order to survive the Soul Cairn, you're still a vampire hunter at heart. You're here because we're abominations in your mind. Evil creatures that need to be destroyed.
You know, I'm really not here for that. I just came for the Elder Scroll.
I see. You're simply here to stop the tyranny of the sun, despite the cost to Serana. Nothing else matters. This stranger aligns himself with those that would hunt you down and slay you like an animal. Yet I should entrust you to him.
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known him than you've done in centuries.
How dare you! I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father.
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
Oh, Serana, if you'd only open your eyes. The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you too. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him, before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me. But for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can.
Alright, thank you. Now, what about the Elder Scroll? Is that still with you?
Yes. I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins.
Really? So what do we need?
You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down.
Alright. Hopefully we'll return soon.
One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnevere roaming the Cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the Keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat.
So is he supposedly that thing that everyone thinks has been watching us? Because I guess he could have been flying up around in the skies, doing just that. And I've also seen quite a few dragon bones lying around. But all that being said, if I leave the Soul Cairn, how do I return?
As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled the void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer.
Oh, really? Well, I guess that's good to know. On the other hand, though, how did you end up imprisoned here?
When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place.
And what was the bargain?
I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they craved. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here.
Oh, so they tricked you.
The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins.
Alright then, so it sounds like, in a way, you became trapped. I'm guessing you didn't plan on that.
Unfortunately, yes. Since the Keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach.
Wow. So have you really been imprisoned here for all that time? Or have you ever been free?
Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Masters as well. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game, each watching the other to see which will give in.
I see. Now, who exactly are these ideal masters?
I know very little about them. They're mystic entities that lord over the soul cairn, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance.
And what do they resemble?
Well, some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the soul cairn. I believe there's more to it than that.
And how's that?
I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence.
And those crystals?
Conduits, through which the ideal masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims.
Yeah, I think we ran into quite a few of those, didn't we? Now, why would they require such sustenance?
The ideal master's weakness is their insatiable hunger for pure souls. It's the reason for the soul cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining with them.
Okay, so do the masters provide anything in return?
The ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the ideal masters wind up here, as harvested souls.
Yeah, I'm sure we ran into quite a few of those along the way as well. Why haven't you pursued the prophecy, though? Is it just because you're trapped in here?
Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the vampire can flourish, and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition.
What sort of attention?
If eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated.
So you prefer living in the shadows, then?
I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future.
Alright, fair enough.
Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
Well, I've got her this far, haven't I?
Let's kill those keeper things and get back to the prison.